Now originally, we thought it was just going to be a simple conversion from 4x4 to two-wheel drive. You know, tear it down, swap out the output shafts, add a reluctor ring for the two-wheel drive speed sensor, and swap the tail housings. But as we dug deeper, we discovered a burned out reverse band. Off camera, we ordered a replacement and mentally set the reverse band engagement tolerance. Today, it's all about putting it back together, measuring tolerances to ensure everything runs smooth as whiskey. I like it. But that ain't all we got planned. Come on over here, let's turn these party lights off and let's check out these upgrades I got going in. Hey, hood rats be gone. Shut that up. So the last thing we're going to be doing to our transmission is installing the Transbrake. Now, So the last thing we're going to be doing to our transmission is the Transbrake. I can't talk. Oh my God. All right, let me show you guys something real quick. Just follow me. So if you haven't noticed already, I'm trying to step up the quality of the content for y'all, because us little guys like me and you, we got to stand out from the others. We got to work our ass off to get where we want to go. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got no mommy daddy money. But anyways, I was going to take all them bottles, I don't know how to point, but I was going to fill them up with water, which I did, and, put a little bit of brown food coloring and put them up there. Just as a nice touch to add to the background with my reused rainbow lights. Don't you worry, I did not purchase those. I already had them on something else that I was not using, so they just went up. All them bottles had like this to that to this much left in them, and I had to come to Jesus on it, and I was like, well, I ain't pouring it out. So I done poured them in a drink, and I done hit the trash can a few times, and before you know it, I can barely talk, but I can barely climb up my damn tower I made to sit on. I'm just trying to give y'all a nice little set, and I'm trying to give y'all something nice. But anyway, let's digress a little. Let's just calm down and let's go back to the Transbrake. We're gonna turn the light on. I'm gonna try to talk straight and we're gonna make a dope video. I'm already not liking it, but let's go for it. Okay, so we got this on Black Friday. This is a Jakes Performance D3 Transbrake. Now, I've been a Jakes Performance customer for a couple years now, and when I rebuilt my transmission the first time, I got one of their rebuild kits, and I loved it. I did all the work myself, and it turned out great. I beat the hell out of it, and the only thing I found wrong with it from tearing it down is a reverse band was smoked. But that's not their fault. We won't get into all that. There's a clearance you have to check, and I guess I didn't check it, but there's a backstory to that. Somebody rebuilt this transmission before me, and I blew it up in a week's time. So then I came back and rebuilt it, and I don't know what all they did, so there's no telling. But anyways, let's get back on topic here. The Jakes Performance D3 Transbrake. Beautiful. So you're going to get this valve body that is custom made for your Transbrake. You're going to get all the shift solenoids, brand new, so that you can control your shifts and your Transbrake. You get the wiring you need, which I'm going to go over in just a second. And the pump pressure spring. I believe this is pump pressure spring. I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. We'll get to that in a minute. So just real quick, I'll show y'all. It was $1,300. We waited for Black Friday, and we got it for $1,165 out the door. $200 off almost. So Black Friday, guys. Save up your coins, doing like we do, and then on Black Friday, go ham, get the important hard parts we've been talking about. All right, so this is my old connector or harness, and I pinned 2 wires in there. I kind of did a horrible job, but it'll be fine because we're going to fill it full of silicone anyways. Those 2 pins with that big hole and the one to the right of it, that's the pins that are going to go to the shift solenoids for the Transbrake. And then on the other end, this is the Holly end, which is going to be hideous because it caught on fire 3 times. And anyways. So we got to pin this end, and they provided the wires to do that. It's these guys here. Basically, you drill these tiny holes, which we won't have to on that. We just got to, well, we might. I got to check. And then you push these wires in, these pins in. Then you crimp and connect wires to your Transbrake buttons or your Holly or however you're going to do it, you're going to connect it all. We'll get to that tonight. I'm not getting to nothing, but I wanted to show you guys how the Transbrake is what you're getting for your money. Like, that's pretty big in racing. Like, Transbrake versus non-Transbrake, there's a big difference. Big difference. So save your money like we did, get you a good Transbrake. Now, if you're going the 4L80 route like me, Jakes Performance is the way to go. The only thing I can say is you're going to wait a little bit. Like, you're going to have to wait. The guy has thousands of customers, and he's always backed up. But he's an asshole for a reason. So if he tells you something, you ask him, just listen to him. He knows his shit, like, inside and out. Just take his word, and that is gospel. End of discussion there. Anyways, Jake, hands down, since I've gone with this dude, Mr. Jake, ain't had no problems. That's a pretty souvenir. I paid a reputable race transmission builder $1,000 to just assemble my 4L80 with a Jakes Performance rebuild kit and completely cleaned out in my parts cleaner. Handed him the shell, handed him everything, brand new torque converter, everything. I blew it up in a week. Not okay with that. I paid, so it was supposed to be there's a long story behind this, but it was supposed to be $400 or $600 just to assemble it, get the tolerances right, and then hand it back to me. So I get there and he hits me with, oh yeah, it's $990 plus tax. This guy works out of his garage and he's retired, plus tax, right? And yeah, so I paid him his $1,000 and it blew up in a week. So right back to that motto I got, you know, I believe if you do it yourself, you take your time and you're going to do it right, it's going to cost you less. And yeah, that's just the gig. I forgot the rest. But anyways, you know, don't forget though. Like, you gotta be willing to do your research. Let me show you. So like, if you're not the type that's willing to literally buy the books, print them out, or buy them printed out, or whatever, and like hit the books before you hit the internet and ask questions. If you're not willing to educate yourself, so you're asking the right questions, then don't bother. Like, seriously, just go pay someone straight up. Because if you're not going to ask the right question, these guys that have the knowledge, they're not going to answer you. But if you ask them the correct question, the way they understand it, they'll probably answer you. All right, guys, so that is the Transbrake that's going in the transmission. We're going to assemble the transmission. You've already heard this through the voiceover. Today's Friday, so I was going to do stuff, but now there's no way I'm going to measure tolerances, write them down, do math, all that. So I'm probably going to listen to country music from like years ago and just keep drinking whiskey. And then tomorrow I will see you in the morning. We're going to assemble this engine. I just said engine. We're going to assemble this transmission. I'll see you guys in the morning. Oh, Chucky came by. His new decal on his truck's looking good. Damn, the whole truck's looking good. Look at this. Now, it's trademarked by Chuck. Don't let your cowboys grow up to be babies. Pretty good. All right, guys, let's put on our mic and let's talk about where we're at. Okay, transmission is internally assembled completely. So I got this doodad down here on the output shaft so you can turn everything, but she Gucci. So next up, we're doing all the Transbrake valve body stuffs up in here. We ain't gotta really do much here. So yeah, Transbrake is it, and then gotta order a cross member. Once we get a cross member, stick it into scoops. right, guys, she's done. I messed up. I forgot to record. I wired up Transbrake, and there was this little thing I had to connect on the side, but I'm gonna show y'all. Where is it? This doodad. I had to make notes for myself. There's this little sensor on the side, and I had to tee it into the A wire coming off that, and it's called a let's see, pressure switch. Okay. Anyways, it's teed in. It's all cleaned up and new filter, all that good stuff. So now I named this, when I rebuilt this, Black Sheep 1.0 because, you know, I did it myself, so it was the Black Sheep. But yeah, it's paint, by the way. Pretty dope, huh? Yeah. She definitely needs some loving. And I think we know what kind of loving she needs. She needs good old Walmart loving. Good old color place loving. Let's give her a little job real quick, huh? And then, you know, this is probably going to end the video here because this transmission is built.